there's going to be the ups and downs in life. It's not as if it's going to be something that feels all smooth sailing all the time. And that's okay. I think some people get really caught up in that everything should feel good if you're on this path that you're trying to, I don't know, live your best life and stuff like that. And it can get to this point where it feels, it's kind of like more contained in the roller coaster, because the ups and downs feel a bit more regular in terms of how you know how to deal with them. And sometimes if you don't know that life's in this kind of container, your ups and downs can feel really chaotic and like all over the place. It reminds me of this the Buddhist symbol, the path to enlightenment. It's like, it's a little bit crazy and chaotic, and then after time it gets very stable because you know what's happening, and it maybe these are happening, but you are able to adapt to it on your own bandwidth. I've drawn this really badly, but you get the point. So anyway, with the ups and downs, what I want you to be able to recognize is that you're always taken care of. I know it might not feel like that, but it's like being on this roller coaster, but you're in your little cart and you're strapped in. So even though it feels turbulent and it's like you're upside down, you're okay. You're gonna be okay. Just as long as you're like paying attention, right? If you're not doing anything that's so forceful, if you're not trying to force something into the track of your life that's not supposed to be there, because that is where the scary stuff happens, right? It's like you're trying to make your own track. You're trying to make your own track. So this is why it feels more uncomfortable, because you're putting this pressure in that's cutting through your actual life path, which all of us do at some point, right? But it's in our understanding to recognize when this is happening, because you're just actually making it harder for yourself. Why are you making an extra track when this track is pretty smooth and sailing? Ride it. Life is a roller coaster. Just gotta ride it. Ride the waves. I think I've done a video on Ride the Waves as well before. I'll tag it for you guys to watch. But it's like, you can't just be in a straight line all the time. It's just not how life works, because there's so many things going on, right? It's like past, future, present, all these things, all these potential things that haven't happened, always are going to splay in different directions. And how that can look to us is very chaotic and confusing. But if we just kind of let it unfold and follow what feels right, you're going to come back down to some more stability for a while. And it might not go like this all the time. There's going to be stages where it's like very, very smooth sailing and everything feels like it's working out for you. But and it always is. I think that's the thing. The main message is like the bigger picture of things are actually always working out for you at the core. Okay, this is you. But there's going to be so many things that are happening around it that may not feel like it. This is why I always talk about how it's good to reflect on the bigger picture of like, oh, okay, how is this supporting me, even if it feels crazy? Maybe it's about letting go of a certain friendship. Maybe it's about switching careers. Maybe it's something that's always been in the peripheries, but you've never been able to bring it to full focus. Because things are always changing. Because you're always like learning more about yourselves, right? You're able to connect the dots a bit better, and you're able to understand you if you're not putting all your energy into this. Because this is the thing, if we're always doing things that are draining our energy and forceful and really not paying attention to what is actually going on for us, this is what can lead to the crashes. Like, the ride has stopped. The ride has stopped because there's so much pressure on it to stop. And if you're putting all that pressure on and you feel suspended upside down, think about if you are like upside down, if you're doing, I was thinking of like a cartwheel or something, your head gets a little bit red and heavy because it's got so much pressure on it. And this is kind of what gets happened when you get trapped in here. And it feels claustrophobic because maybe you're upside down, you're trying to force something else, and it's blocking the flow. So you're feeling your head's getting red and feeling swollen, and you're confused and maybe scared and don't understand. So in these moments, you need to slow down, because usually what happens is you're trying so hard to get out of what's currently going on. And of course, if it's a terrible situation, you want to get out. I'm just talking about the day-to-day things that you're trying to force different things to happen that are not aligned with you. Maybe it's like someone else's view of what you should be doing. It really causes this claustrophobic because this is closing in on you. You're upside down, so your head feels like it's going to explode, and there's just so many things you're trying to do to get out of it. But just, it sounds ridiculous, but just like take a deep breath and just be like, okay, what can I actually do? Just ask yourself, in a moment of silence, ask yourself that question. Or what isn't working for me here? It's just paying attention to what is going on that helps everything smooth out. Right, because if you're paying attention to it, you'll be able to see probably the most easier path. I don't mean easy as in it's going to feel easy. I mean easy as it's going to flow a bit better. So like if you're panicking, it's really hard to see the exit sign, let's say, for example, and it may be glaring at you, but you're so busy trying to create many different strategies when the exit's right here. You could just maybe crawl out and get to the exit, whereas instead, because you're feeling so chaotic, you're like trying to jump over it, do backflips, and forcefully do things when it could be very simple. So mainly importance of taking a beat, taking a breath, and really connecting with how you're feeling in terms of what is working, what isn't, and slow it down. Bring it, instead of being like super chaotic, like I said all here, it's got to come down to this level, because this is where solutions can come from. And the solutions that are not too, I don't want to say extravagant, because something is trying to show you something in this moment, but if you're being so avoidant of actually connecting to what it is, it makes it harder to get out. And that's when people get into this, and this becomes like this horrible spiral, like just in this area. And yeah, imagine how claustrophobic and chaotic and anxiety ridden that feels. We don't want that. I don't want that for you. It's not how you're supposed to be living life. So try and connect to yourself, see what it is, what's causing this chaos, and just gotta take time to unravel it. You gotta take time to reduce all this chaos, and then it will become clearer. And then this will remove itself, the ride will be back online, and we'll go through the next cycle. Because that's the thing, it's just there's always going to be something. If you let it, and if you always keep the same thought patterns and processes on how you've dealt with things before, that's how it's always going to pan out. You maybe like, I don't know, relationships, how certain situations pan out and how you react to them. It's because you're stuck in here. Give yourself some breathing room. I want you to have the space to be able to feel like, okay, I can deal with this. Like, it's all, I mean, it may not be good, but I can do this. And it's not in this like forceful, like chaotic way. It's like, okay, give yourself more space and you'll be able to figure it out. So understand that everything is connected, but it's also up to you to be able to remove yourself from the things that are not helping things flow for you. And that may be you as well. So check yourself.